Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating, to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery, so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Her podcast. Today, I am so excited to welcome Clem to the Healthy Her podcast. Clem is 33 and a busy working woman about to get married, which is very exciting. She's juggling multiple jobs and is also the founder of the incredible charity Project Kindness. Before joining the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership, she was stuck in that all or nothing diet mindset when it came to food and exercise, which so many of us can relate to. Since joining the membership, Clem has had an incredible 10.5 kilos weight loss. And what's even more powerful is the mindset shift that has come with it. She's also been open about her journey with mental health and is a speaker for Beyond Blue. Her story is truly inspiring. In this episode, Clem shares real practical mindset tips for weight loss success that you are not going to want to miss. So let's jump in. Hi, Clem. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Jen. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
We are, and I know that so much gold is just going to come out of our chat today. So it's definitely one that everyone is going to want to tune in and listen to. So do you want to start by telling us a little bit about how much weight you've lost and just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I have lost 10.5 kilos all up.
Sorry, I just want to really quickly interrupt. I was just saying to Clem just before we started this podcast, and this is something that the Hype Gal members don't get to see because you don't see it in yourself. And I was just saying to Clem, as soon as she jumped on this podcast call, she's glowing. Like, I know that you're listening to this and you can't see her, but she is literally glowing. And that is a huge thing that I see in our Hype Gal members with their transformation is when you're healthy and when you feel good, you just have a light in your eyes and you just glow. So I'm looking at Clem now and she's stunningly gorgeous and just absolutely glowing. So sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to add that part in.
Not at all. Thank you so much, Jen. That's really lovely. And I certainly am feeling the best I've ever felt, I can safely say. So I am getting married in November. I currently work casually in a couple of different roles. I do learn to swim and I'm doing a Pilates course, which I'm really looking forward to starting. And I also have my own little charity called Project Kindness, and we essentially provide hampers to people in need around the Sydney area. So yeah, I feel so lucky to do what I do every day, and being a part of this group is certainly something been very special for me. So yeah, every day is wonderful.
Well, you're obviously, and that's something that I always want to get across is that you're obviously a busy woman, like you're getting married, planning a wedding and juggling all of these other things, plus like Pilates instructor and swimming, and you've been able to lose 10.5 kilos. So that is super motivating and inspiring.
Thank you.
Okay, I know that so many people listening to this are so inspired by your transformation and your weight loss journey. I know women always like to hear about, can you walk us through your weight loss journey prior to joining the membership? So like maybe what programs you've tried, what were your biggest food and diet struggles? Because like I know for me, it was like skipping meals. It was like my sugar cravings, like trying to always eat small meals. And like when you were there, so sort of when you were 10 kilos heavier, how are you feeling about yourself? Sort of, because I know that like I'm sure that your experience that so many other women are going to be able to relate to it as well.
Definitely, yeah. So I very much fit into that category of I had tried everything under the sun. During high school, I remember just always wanting to be super, super skinny, and I thought the way to do it was to really restrict myself. and I ended up with a little bit of a binge eating disorder and received some help for that. I came through the other side of that, which was wonderful, but I guess I still had a little bit of a sort of all or nothing approach, which I still struggle to this day, but I feel like I'm a lot more in control of that now. So yeah, had tried everything under the sun. I remember there was sort of diets that just got you drinking fruit juices and that sort of thing. So looking back, totally unhealthy.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like now that you have that knowledge and that skill, you go, what? Like, why would I think of doing
what was
that?
I
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've certainly learnt a lot. So yeah, it's only going to keep getting better from here, I think.
Absolutely, because you've got that knowledge and skill base now that you
Yeah.
won't ever fall back into those previous like patterns and behaviors. And the all or nothing thing is so common, and it's because that we've been taught as women that healthy eating equals perfect eating, and no one eats perfect. No one eats perfectly all the time. And I think
No.
as soon as we sort of start to learn that and realize that, we go, okay, you know what, I can actually still look good and feel good and lose the weight and everything, but I can still enjoy the foods that I love. So that's amazing that you've been able to ditch that all or nothing approach.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you've been very open about your mental health struggles. Clem's also written some articles and things, which have been like, I was just reading some of them the other day, and they're just incredible, your story. So you've been really open about your mental health struggles, especially with anxiety that started when you were a teen. So what impact has your mental health had on your eating habits? So like you talked about like the binge eating and things like that, like how, because I know that sort of I've had experiences with people very close to me that have struggled with mental health, and food is actually a big part of it. And often because when you struggle with mental health, you have to find a way to heal the pain. And so often like that can be binge eating or overeating or those kind of things, because in that moment, and I know people are going to be surprised at this, but I know you'll understand what I'm talking about. In that moment, when you're binging, you actually feel in control. So even if your whole world is falling apart around you and you feel really bad, in that moment of that binge eating, you feel in control. Even though you regret it afterwards and you know it's not good for you and you know it's not what you should be doing, in that moment, it gives you some sort of control, some sort of peace. So yes, I think I'd love to hear about how you've gone with your mental health and how that sort of impacted your food and your eating and your relationship with food.
Yeah, definitely. I think you summed it up so well, Jen. That's exactly how I remember it. You'd eat and you'd have a few minutes of feeling really good, and then all of a sudden that downhill,
It's gone,
terrible sort of feeling would come in. So I'd say with my anxiety as well, I probably have eaten less over time when I felt a bit anxious, which I think is pretty common.
Yeah, I do find too, like women often, like in my experience with the women I've worked with, when not just with regards to mental health, but stress. So I find stress, women are either turn to food and it's eat all the food, or it turns off that hunger and you're just not hungry. It sort of seems to be like one or the other.
Absolutely. And then you get the feelings of, well, I haven't really eaten properly today. I haven't exercised, even though I am feeling anxious. So maybe it should just all go downhill from here. So, yeah, I'd say certainly mental health and food have a whole lot in common. And I've noticed over the last little while, since I have lost the weight, that I'm just feeling so much clearer, stronger, ready to take on any sort of worries or things that I see as a little bit of a challenge. Whereas previously, I would have found that a bit harder.
Yeah. But it's that self-confidence. You spent the last few months like losing the weight and building that self-confidence, and just as simple as doing the things that you say that you're going to do. And that's where that inner power and that self-confidence comes from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think through learning all of that and everything that I have learnt through the membership, I've just got a whole new sense of clarity. I really do. I feel not only just with food and exercise now, but I feel like just generally in life, I'm just much better at sort of getting on with things and taking it as it comes. Yeah, it's been wonderful.
That's just crazy. And I think as well too, like I've talked about this before on the podcast, but losing weight is probably one of the biggest personal development journeys that you'll ever go on, because you really have to deal with all of the parts of yourself that you were hiding from or pretending weren't there. And when you deal with all those parts, like you said, the version of you that comes out on the other side is powerful and unstoppable. And you just feel like yeah, just empowered and amazing and like you can do anything. And so I know that's just not something that's just is not talked about enough because everyone's, oh, well, it's the scale number and it's this and it's no, it's not. It's the person that you discover after the journey.
It's so much more, so much more. And when you realize that this is for life now, whereas previously I might have lost a little bit of weight doing a silly diet and you'd know sort of in the back of your mind that this wasn't going to last. There was no way. So knowing that this is now for life.
That's so good. Now, I kind of had a second part to our first question because we were just talking about mental health, but one of the incredible things that I get to do being a part of the Hype Gal community and everything is I get to share in all of your amazing stories and the women that join our community. And yours is truly special. And I just want to take a moment because I'd love to hear about your charity like Project Kindness and how you've used your pain and turned it into a purpose to help others because it's just really inspiring.
Definitely. So in high school, I had suffered from quite severe anxiety and depression. And at the time, I had so many wonderful people give me so much support, friends, teachers at school, family. There was just so many people there who were ready to hold my hand and get me through the toughest of times.
That's really good because often a lot of people I find don't know how to deal with that kind of stuff. So they tend to sort of just stay away or not, know, they don't know how to handle it. So they tend to stay away. So that's really good to hear that you were supported.
Definitely. And I think there's oftentimes I find if people haven't been through a mental health challenge, they find it hard to understand what people are going through. But I remember I had one teacher who just brought me a giant chocolate freckle, just little things like that just really meant it. I still remember it to this day. So yeah, I think I was just so lucky at the time and I still am. I still have my anxiety challenges and I still have people that look out for me. So I'm so lucky. So
yeah, that's really good to hear.
Yeah, from that, I thought I've got to give back one day. And Project Kindness has been that little tiny way that I've been able to do that. So it's certainly very lucky to be in the position I'm in. I know there's many people out there that really struggle. We see it in the people we support every day. So I am just so incredibly lucky.
But that's just amazing. It's just a test to the human that you are, that you've taken your experience and mental health struggles and turned that pain into a purpose in order to help other people. So I hope that you always pat yourself on the back and give yourself the credit for doing that because there's lots of other people that wouldn't do something like that. So it's definitely something that you should congratulate yourself for and be commended for. So many women know that they should be making changes to their diet and their lifestyle. But making that decision to start, especially when you've had failed at something and have multiple failed attempts, it's so daunting because like you might come across the Hype Gal membership or whatever the program is and you're like, but I've just failed at this multiple times. Like, why is this going to be any different? Like, what made you take that jump and decide to join? Because I'm sure you were feeling the same, you tried all the things. Like what made you take that jump and just decide to join?
Yeah, great question. I think I saw something different with the Hype Gal community. I first came across your page, Jen, your Instagram page, and saw all of these amazing meals. Like, I think the first one, and I remade it again the other day, was a croissant with chicken and honey Dijon mayonnaise.
Yes, yep.
And I was like, what? I can eat this? So I think that was it for me. And then I joined the community and there's just so many beautiful people in there. And I think we all have quite similar values. It's a community where there's no judging. Everybody is there to support one another. It's just an incredibly inspiring group of people. And now that I know you, Jen, as well, it's just, you're just a wonderful person. And if you're listening to this and you're like, should I do it? I cannot recommend it more. It's absolutely changed my life.
And I think as well too, for me, like it's because I know as a female, like when you have had multiple failed attempts at something, you're like, well, who's this person? Who's Jen? And why is her thing going to be different? But I'm sure you can agree with this, but the Hype Gal membership is like nothing that you've ever tried before. There's nothing. Absolutely. And I truly believe like there is nothing out there like it because it's got all of the pieces that I wish that I had when I was trying to lose weight. So like you say, that it's a lifestyle that you can do it long term so that you can ditch dieting for good. And I really feel like it's such a truly unique and special place. And like you said, the women inside are just truly incredible and inspiring.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think to your point just then about this is a lifestyle, it's how I'm going to live the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more true. And that was certainly very important for me. Everybody deserves to live life happy and comfortable in their body.
Absolutely. Now, as within 7 days, you get access to my exclusive diet audit and calorie deficit process, which is one of the super unique things about the membership. But without giving away too much about how you did it, what did you find out in those first 7 days? Like from your diet audit, what did you discover? Like literally within 7 days?
I've lost 15.7 kilos now, all while juggling busy life. I'm a working mum. I have perimenopause and have chronic illnesses, and it's just so easy with the Hype Girl membership.
Yeah, great question. So I thought I was under eating before I did my 7-day tracking. So it was really interesting to see that actually, rather than filling up on a whole lot of stuff, which I didn't think was a lot, I realized I can add volume to my meals, and cooking should be easy as well. So that's probably what I noticed the most is I didn't realize that I was really overeating just because I thought, why not? Whereas, yeah, you don't necessarily need to do that. You just need to be in tune with your body and conscious.
And what about things like your protein intake? Was that?
Yeah, great question. My protein intake was incredibly low. I never thought of protein as something that would fill me up. And then I listened to one of your podcasts, Jen, on the power of protein, and it really made sense to me after listening to that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I try now and incorporate it into every meal. And yeah, that's why I love your meal plans as well, because they're full of wonderful protein ideas. So, yeah.
And that's why too, I always want to have these conversations with women because like you say previously, and I was exactly the same, like someone would go eat more protein and I'd be like, what for? What impact is that going to have on everything? But then, like you say, when you understand why, like I wish someone had sat me down and said, Jen, you need to eat more protein because it's literally going to keep you full. It's going to stop you from eating all the sugar. It's going to stop you from being hungry. But we don't, as women, get that education around food that we need. And that's why the membership is so powerful because you're a smart woman. I'm a smart woman. All the women in the membership are smart women. All the women listening to this podcast are smart women. I just truly believe that we haven't been taught about food in a way that we can understand. If you just hear eat more protein, it's like, what for? What's the point? What does that mean? But
or
like
a protein shake.
Yeah, like what for? Or you have that, for me, it was always like, oh, well, protein's going to make me bulky because protein is what bodybuilders have to get big muscles. So I'm like, I want to be slim and toned and skinny and fabulous. Like I don't want to have, I don't want to be eating more protein and things like that. So, but like you say, knowledge is power. And like hearing you talk about it now and you're like, I know I do this and this is why I'm eating my protein. It's just the transformation is incredible. Yeah. So what would you find was different in the membership to say other programs that you've tried?
Great question. I'd say the meal plans. And the recipes, I've never had access to something like that before. And just the tasty, wonderful options that there are. Like I have my chocolate protein cheesecake with a little bit of cream every night.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, so special things like that. The meals are just outstanding. And I think also the community support around that, all the ladies share, is wonderful. And certainly you feel like you've got a whole team of people cheering you on. And I think also you, Jen, as well, you're so approachable and just a wonderful leader. So we're very lucky in that respect as well to have you right at our fingertips.
Oh, that means a lot because I honestly, and I completely agree, when you're a weight loss journey can be quite isolating because often it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got close friends or family members that are on a weight loss journey too. And it's the great thing about having the community in the membership is that those women are on the same journey as you. And the problem is when you don't have someone like that's in your corner, people will question you. So you might take a meal prep work to lunch and someone says to you, well, Clem, what are you eating that for? Or Clem, are you on a diet? And then you start to question yourself and you're like, well, should I be doing that or should I? So that's why that support and that community and having those people around you is so important. And especially too on those days where you are second guessing yourself and you are doubting yourself. You can jump in the group, you can post, and you've got like all of these women that are in there cheering you on, going, you're doing amazing, keep going, you're on the right track. So I think it's one of those communities, one of those things that's just the importance is really there and it's just sort of not talked about enough.
Definitely. And everyone's so quick to jump in and support you as well, which is so lovely to see. It's not often in life you see that. There's so much sadness and challenge in the world, but in the group you just feel so valued and supported. So can't recommend it.
And especially true, like you say, you know, what you're saying about you don't see a lot of it. And it's true. It's an unfortunate thing to say, but there still are a lot of women out there that don't support other women. And that's a sad thing to say, but that is the truth. So to have that in a community is something that's really special. Now, I know that one part of your healthy eating journey, you've struggled with that all or nothing approach. So like eating perfectly all week and then eating everything on the weekend. Your mindset now has completely changed. So what advice would you give to other women that are stuck in that all or nothing mindset? What helped you shift out of it? What's like any sort of tips for people that are listening?
Absolutely. So actually one of the wonderful heart gals in the group said to me, if your tire became flat, you wouldn't just let the car go, get rid of the car. You'd pump the tire back up and get back on the road. And that's certainly something that I've remembered. I also feel like I'm a lot kinder to myself now as well. So I'll go out for dinner and I'll really enjoy myself. And then I remember that tomorrow's a new day, how wonderful that I have the opportunity to go out for dinner with friends and family.
Absolutely. And it's something you should do and you should enjoy it without the guilt.
Definitely. So just practicing a lot more sort of kindness, remembering that one meal where maybe I've eaten a little bit too much isn't going to kill me and I will be okay. So, just remembering that as often as I need.
And I mean, you're proof that is doable. Like you're 10.5 kilos lighter and you've just said that you have been able to eat out and enjoy food and meals with friends and family and you're having croissants. And like you say, that's what that all or nothing mindset comes down to. It's this belief as women that we have that healthy eating means perfect. And it's not. You can still look good, feel good, lose weight, do all of those things and still have a life, like you say. But it's getting out of that, doing everything or doing nothing at all. It's finding that balance of doing some healthy habits, but also eating some chocolate on the couch or also going out with friends or all of those kind of things. It's learning how to do both.
Exactly. You've summed that up perfectly.
And I know that so many women listening as well too struggle with the consistency part and managing a busy lifestyle. And you've got loads of things on, especially planning a wedding. So what words of wisdom do you have for women that want to keep showing up for themselves but keep quitting too soon before the results show up? Because I know that is a huge thing, is that women quit before it gets good. They really go, this isn't working, or I didn't see a scale drop this week, so I'm going to quit. So any tips that you can share?
Yeah, great one. I would say meal prepping. Meal prepping is a big one. And I love that every Sunday in the group, Jen, you post, what are you doing this week to get ready for the week ahead? I find that really helpful. I'm trying to, if I know I have a busy day the following day, I will make sure that my food is ready to go. And then I know that it goes straight in my lunchbox and out I go for the day. So I'd probably say meal prepping is the big one, having healthy snacks ready to go in the fridge or the cupboard. Those would probably be the big two that I found really helpful.
That you'd use. I love that too, because I did notice that in your response that you didn't say anything about motivation or feeling inspired. And I think that's a big problem that we have as busy women, is that we think that we have to feel motivated and inspired. But in reality, we just need to be organized, because when you're organized and you're on top of your food and you've meal prepped something, and it doesn't have to be hours of meal prepping and cooking, it can be something really simple. It sets you up for success. And then you don't have to be motivated. You don't have to be inspired, like you say, because you've just got your food in the fridge and you just eat it and go. And it's taking out all that guesswork and the thinking about food all the time. And what should I be eating or what should I not be eating? It actually just makes your life so much easier.
Absolutely. And I think as you do start to see a little bit of a shift in the scales, that's when maybe that motivation might kick in a little bit as well. So you've got that to look forward to.
Absolutely. Now, as community is everything in our Hype Gal community, so how would you say that the community support and accountability in our Facebook group has helped you get to your weight loss goal?
Hugely, yeah, the support has been massive. Seeing members who have reached their goal weight or even on their journey to their goal weight and seeing their milestones is certainly a motivator. Seeing that others can do it shows that I can do it too. As I've said before, there's just something different about the community. It's a really special group of people, and I feel incredibly lucky to be part of it.
It is. It's truly, like I said, it's truly unique to have a group of women that are just, and again, we're all strangers. Like we didn't know each other, and then everyone is in there like their sisters and family supporting each other. And it's just such a beautiful place to be. So I'm just so glad that like the community support and like all of our prompts about meal prep and all of those things have really sort of helped you to reach that end goal. Now, you've said many times that the Hype Gal membership has been life-changing for you. So if someone's listening to this podcast and thinking about joining the membership, what advice would you give to them? So how has it changed your life for the better? And I mean, I talked about how, like I said, Clem is literally glowing. Like you guys can't see this, but she's absolutely glowing. So how do you feel now?
Just feel $1 million and knowing, and I'll say it again, knowing that this is now for life and this is now me for ongoing it makes me feel I'm really supported and really excited to just continue with my healthy lifestyle and see other members of the group get to their goals and the meal plans we receive each month. If you're thinking about joining, I just can't tell you enough to just do it. Will not regret it.
So do you feel like now that you have the skills that you need to maintain your weight loss and to eat healthy for life now?
Absolutely. 100% I do. And I also feel it's important that, I stay in this community going forward because it's just helped me so much. And I think it will continue to help me in all sorts of different ways.
Absolutely, because it is, like I said, that weight loss is that it's such a personal development journey that you go on because you really just do discover parts of yourself that you've hidden or pushed aside and you sort of just find this newfound confidence in yourself and you just, I don't know, like it sort of just has this, yes, you get the changes that you want in your body and how you look and all those kind of things, but it just has this ripple effect about throughout your whole life. Like you say, you're talking about now doing swimming and you've got your charity and you're doing like a Pilates course. And I'm sure that probably maybe before they were things that you were like, oh no, I can't do that. Whereas now you're like confident to go out and do the things that you want.
Absolutely. Definitely. And it's a really nice feeling when everything feels good in life. Bit of a tough day, just knowing that in the back of your mind, you've got a wonderful, healthy lifestyle and you love that you're able to enjoy all your favorite foods still it just gives you a bit of a sparkle.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that you would agree that knowledge is power. You now have so much knowledge, power, control, confidence because you've learnt about the food that you eat. You've learnt about, like you said, the all or nothing approach. You've learnt about, and that's such a huge thing for me that, why the membership is created the way it is because so many other programs that you'll do will just give you the what. So they'll just say, okay, I want you to eat this. I want you to do these workouts. But then when the program's finished, well, what do I do now? Like, how do I maintain this? You need to deal with all of those food rules and that food mindset and all of that stuff, which I'm sure you will agree has like literally held you back for years.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Yep. This is something that you'll be able to live by for the rest of your life. So, it's very special, very special. We're all incredibly lucky to be a part of it.
That just means the world to me. Well, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode, Clem. It is very exciting times for Clem as she's getting married soon and the Hype Gals are all so excited to see her in her wedding dress, feeling good, looking amazing and 10.5 kilos lighter. So we want to wish you all the very best for your wedding and with Project Kindness, you are doing some incredible things in the world and thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today.
Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you for having me and for all of your support. You're amazing.
We adore you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode of the Healthy Her podcast, and I will see you all in our next one. Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @theactivebod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.